Morning, Steve Ray in Chicago with the morning grain comments. Well, happy Friday. It's interesting today that Chicago temperatures could reach close to a record set back in 1930s. We have a little bit of wind today, but it's going to be a nice warm weekend here in Chicago. Temperatures should go back to normal next week. The 2-week forecast, though, calls for above normal temps and below normal precip for much of the Midwest. This should be good for getting the crops ready for planted and really shouldn't hurt the winter wheat crop, even though yesterday we saw a little bit of ounce in Kansas City wheat on concern about these warmer temps. As far as the markets are concerned, we're a little bit lower overnight. We did see a big drop in open interest in corn, beans, and wheat yesterday. I think it's a combination of people beginning to roll their positions out of the March contracts, but also today's last trading day for the March options, and we should see a drop in open interest as people get out of those positions. As far as the weekly export sales, wheat expected to be 200,000 to 400,000 tons. Last week it was 263. We continue to see strong competition for global wheat trade out of Europe and other countries, and the trade is actually down from a year ago. Corn export sales could be close to 1 million tons. We have been hearing that U.S. prices are competitive, and last week we did about 400,000 tons. In the beans, we're expecting 400,000 to 700,000 tons versus 667 last week. We did hear of a couple of cargoes that may have done on the spot basis to China out of the U.S. There is about a 5.6 million ton amount of beans in Brazil that's waiting to be loaded. That's not a huge number, and Brazil has picked up some of their ability to load these boats out. But freight is record low and demurrage is low, and so this is not a big issue, and Brazil is expected to ship these beans on a timely basis. Other than that, Wire Services came out and said that analysts estimate an average crude oil price in 2016 around $47 a barrel. That seems a little high, but they're looking at maybe freezing of some of these OPEC nations on production, maybe a little bit of pickup in demand could help firm up crude oil prices. We also note that Brazil and Argentina currencies yesterday dropped. That should help farmers selling, although they continue to be steady sellers. So all in all, we expect a very quiet trade going into this Friday. And then next week we'll see as we get closer to the end of the month if the funds want to add to their short positions, if you want to cover some of those short positions, or whether they just kind of want to hold in this trading range. As always, these are my thoughts and not those of ADM or ADM Investor Services, and have a safe and profitable trading day.